Good morning, St. Francis. It is Monday, August the 9th, 2021, Monday of the 19th week of the year, the 19th week in Ordinary Time. Coming to you this morning from the berm again that faces Leesville Road, right over there, and the side of the church over here, and the statue of St. Ignatius of Loyola honoring our first pastor, Jim English, who himself was a Jesuit. Sporting a pair of sunglasses, the purchase of which helped to save some sea turtles, and so wearing them today. Also, a new hat. Not wearing habit because it is now going to be 105 degrees in the shade. It'll feels like temperature, whatever it is here in Carolina. So it's just awful. So come to this kind of shaded, quieter part of the campus to be able to do this morning's reflection. Today's readings, we move into Deuteronomy. We've moved into Deuteronomy as we go through the Pentateuch, the first books of the Old Testament. And Moses is reminding the people again where they came from. Bon Jovi and Jennifer Nettles' song "You Can Go Home." Who says you can't go home? Again, that's the idea. Remember where you come from. Remember who formed you. Remember what formed you. Again, as you were strangers and aliens, so you must care for anyone who is a stranger and an alien in your midst. To never forget what God has done for you. To never forget, again, what wonderful things happened to you. And because of that, your witness must be helping wonderful things happen through God's help to others whom you will encounter and meet along the way. Now, it gets a little bit dicey when they try to take over the promised land and they have to kill everybody who's there. But for the moment, it is something good to follow. Remember where you came from, remember what formed you, and make sure that keeps you both humble and open to helping in service of others. It is interesting in the gospel today in which Jesus basically talks about fiscal responsibility. And remember that. There is much, much more that Jesus always talks about fiscal responsibility in the gospels than he does talk about human sexuality, marriage, who should belong, who shouldn't belong, who is good, who's not good. Jesus talks about fiscal things more so than any other. And again, comes into this next part, this next narration in Matthew's gospel, in which, again, who should pay taxes, and Jesus does not necessarily believe that the temple should have a tax that is levied upon the people who attend it, upon the Jews. And he says, again, in talking with Peter, who pays taxes among the states? And it is basically foreigners, which is a very interesting concept, that anybody who was a foreign person living in a country in Jesus' time was the one who was responsible for taxes and not necessarily the people who were naturally born to that country. Jesus basically, though, doesn't want to cause scandal and doesn't want to cause any more problems. Basically goes and says, go out and fish, and you're going to catch a fish. It's going to have a coin in its mouth. It'll be worth twice the amount that those people at the temple, want you to pay to make sure their upkeep is done well. Again, because people lived at the temple. They ate, the high priest lived there. They ate well there. They had nice furnishings, all kinds of things like that. And so a lot of that upkeep also went, to their room and board. Again, question about collections, where they go to in parishes, who benefits from them, who should benefit from them, all these kinds of things all wrapped in together in today's gospel. Again, but fiscal responsibility. Give what needs to be given and give it with generosity. Give it with graciousness, and give it knowing, that this, that what it is that we're giving to, again, can reveal to us more and more of who and what God is for us, must be for us, and how then we should be and care for one another. And may the Lord give you his peace.